Have you ever wondered what lies hidden in the tomb of one of the most legendary conquerors in human history? Alexander the Great, king, warrior, empire builder, and full-time overachiever. His empire stretched from Greece to Egypt to India. But while his name still echoes in history books, his tomb? That's gone completely MIA. But what if we did find it and somehow opened it? Secretly, Indiana Jones style. What jaw-dropping treasures would be waiting for us? Maybe golden armor polished to mirror shine, a jewel-encrusted sword, or scrolls that spill royal tea on his final days. Maybe even his body, perfectly preserved and looking suspiciously like a Greek statue come to life. Because Alexander wasn't just buried like a king, he was buried like a god, literally. He claimed to be the son of Zeus. Modesty? Not exactly his strong suit. But cracking open his tomb wouldn't just be archaeology. It'd be like opening the ancient world's most epic time capsule. Let's explore what might lie inside the most elusive burial site of all time. Where do you think Alexander's tomb is? Buried beneath modern Alexandria? Stolen? Lost to history? Tell us in the comments. Let's see who gets it right if it's ever found. Born in 356 BCE in Pella, Macedonia, Alexander wasn't just any royal. He was tutored by Aristotle. Yes, that Aristotle. Became king at 20, and by 30 had conquered most of the known world. He founded more than 20 cities, many of which he named after himself. Imagine opening Google Maps and finding nothing but Alexandria pins everywhere. He defeated the Persian Empire, marched across Asia, and was declared the son of Zeus. Modest? Not exactly. Iconic? Absolutely. But in 323 BCE, at just 32 years old, Alexander died in Babylon under mysterious circumstances. Fever? Poison? An epic hangover? Still a mystery. And what followed? The greatest ancient game of where's the body in recorded history. After his death, his generals began fighting over his empire and his remains. One of them, Ptolemy, hijacked the funeral procession and brought the body to Egypt. Why? Because if you control the body, you control the legend. Eventually, the body was placed in a magnificent mausoleum in Alexandria, reportedly visited by Julius Caesar, Augustus, and even Caligula, but then it vanished. By the 4th century AD, the tomb's location was already lost to history. Today, some believe it's buried beneath modern-day Alexandria. Others think it's under the Siwa Oasis. And a few wild theories even suggest it was moved to Venice. No, seriously. So where is it? No one knows. It's archaeology's ultimate treasure hunt. Now imagine, just for a moment, that we actually find it. A construction crew in Alexandria hits stone instead of sewer pipe. We crack open a sealed chamber. A wave of ancient air hits us, the scent of mystery, history, and probably a bit of mummy funk. Inside, a golden sarcophagus glinting in the dark, maybe even crystal or alabaster glowing under torchlight. And there he is, Alexander himself, perfectly preserved, still rocking that divine ruler look. Around him, treasures from across his empire, Persian robes, Greek armor, Babylonian jewelry, golden chariots, statues of gods, possibly even scrolls containing his personal writings, or a battle plan for conquering the underworld. The walls might be covered in murals of his greatest victories, the Battle of Gaugamela, the Siege of Tyre, and possibly a dramatic self-portrait flipping his hair in victory. You know he had great hair. And who knows, maybe there are ancient booby traps, crossbows triggered by movement, poison gas chambers, or just a very passive-aggressive inscription that says, "Disturb me and you'll never hear the end of it." So why, after centuries of searching, is the tomb still missing? Well, first off, Alexandria is a massive modern city. Digging under it is like trying to do surgery on a skyscraper. Delicate, expensive, and legally complicated. Also, Egypt is understandably protective of its ancient sites. No one wants to be the person who finds the tomb and accidentally unleashes a 2,000-year-old PR nightmare, or worse, a real curse. And then there's Mother Nature. Earthquakes, floods, rising sea levels, all of which may have buried the tomb deep or even destroyed it entirely. Still, many archaeologists believe it's just waiting, buried somewhere beneath the city, hidden in plain sight. Let's take a virtual journey and imagine what happens if we actually opened Alexander's tomb. Our animation begins. A hidden tunnel opens beneath Alexandria. Dust clears. We descend into a marble-lined chamber, glowing with golden light. In the center stands a sarcophagus fit for a god-king. Inscriptions in Greek and Egyptian shimmer along its sides. Statues of deities stand guard: Zeus, Amun, and Ra, all acknowledging Alexander as one of their own. We pass relics from every corner of his empire: Babylonian tablets, Greek armor, Egyptian headdresses, even a golden diadem, possibly the very one he wore when declaring himself divine. Yes, it has sparkles. Then, we reach the inner chamber. Booby traps? Possibly. Because what's a proper tomb without a few arrows flying at your face? And finally, we find him. The man, the myth, the Megalexander, resting in peace, surrounded by a legacy that changed the world. So, what would we find if we secretly opened the tomb of Alexander the Great? Priceless relics? Divine artifacts? Historical bombshells that could rewrite the ancient world? Maybe. Or maybe we'd find nothing but dust and questions, because sometimes the greatest legends stay hidden on purpose. One thing's for sure: if it's ever discovered, Alexander's tomb will be the archaeological event of the century. The world will never see history the same way again. But before we dive back into battles and empires, let's take a detour to something just as fascinating: love. In our next video, we're trading swords for fan dances and matchmaking for moonlit poetry as we uncover what dating was like in the Tang Dynasty. Trust us, this was no ordinary love story. So, hit that subscribe button and join us for a romantic journey through ancient China. Spoiler alert, you'll be surprised at how modern some of their moves were. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and remember, history's greatest secrets are never buried for long.